So this is fun. Wait, I need to get something. Now we're all good. I sometimes get people asking me what my favorite creepypastas are because I read a lot of horror things and I love scary, spooky stories. And I thought it would be fun for Halloween to make a video with my favorite creepypasta recommendation. So what am I doing? So I went through all of my favorites and I compiled a short list. We have some classics. We're gonna have some that are funny scary, you know, for the people who are sort of into scary things, but they're also scaredy cats. And we have some that are actually creepy. Let us begin with the classics. If you know anything about creepypasta, you probably have heard of these ones because they're pretty old. Pretty good. Both of my parents were surgeons and I used to talk to furniture by Invictus 1988. This one's pretty good body horror, fairly short one. You'll love it. We Danced, credited to someone called Smiles. This one is very short, delightfully spooky. This is, I think, the one that I remember the most from like my early days of creepypasta. Very good. A Story to Scare My Son by Oven Friend. This is another one that I learned pretty early on. Creeped me out a lot. It's about internet safety. The Disappearance of Ashley, Kansas. Author unknown. This one, probably one of my top favorites. It's so good. So good. So good. If you like recounts of things after they happened, and also mysterious disappearances, this one is for you. Now onto a couple of funny recommendations if you want to dip your toes into the scary world, but not really. I Work at the Only Blockbuster in the World, written by Wayward Companion, except the last O in Companion is a 0. This is a funny little romp about a guy who works in a blockbuster, you know? Nothing unusual about that. Does anyone know a good plumber? I did one of those stupid rituals and now my shower is leaking and there's a faceless guy in my kitchen. By Narrative of the Life. By the way, every one of these stories has like a narration already up by any various creepypasta narrator on YouTube, and this one was the first time I ever heard the song Danse Macabre. So now whenever I hear the song Danse Macabre, I can't appreciate it for being like spooky and cool. I just think of this story and it just becomes funny. It's still a good song, don't get me wrong, but just think of that catfish sticks now. So we've done the intro. We've done amateur hour. Sorry. Now onto some actually creepy things. Ability. Author unknown. This one is pretty short. I like this one because you get to the end on your first read and you think, that was pretty anticlimactic. Why did it end there? That's really weird. And then you reread it, and on the reread you go, oh fuck. I went hiking with my class. It didn't end well. By Pocket Oxford. If you're someone like me who, you know, goes to events when you were like a kid and you felt like you were sort of the outsider, I don't know. You'll relate to it. Never Give Directions to Strangers by Strange Accounts. This one is one of my favorites, probably. It's so good. I mean, it's exactly what the title suggests. I don't know how to describe it further, just give it a read. I saw something on the evening news that I can't explain by OQS. This one's pretty good. Exactly what the title suggests. If You Ever Get Invited to a Stretching Party, Don't Go, by Nick Biotic. Sorry, it's actually Nick Botic. Sorry, Nick. This one's a good one for body horror. If you like body modifications, you know, that's also pretty good. I listen to this one a lot. Mismatched Eyes by The Odd Cat Lady. Trigger warning for homophobia in this one, but it's a happy ending, and it's oddly sweet. I really, really like this one. Camping in a remote forest, we found a child wandering in the dark by the cold people. This one's also really good. It's got, want to say a happy ending? I don't know. You'll enjoy listening to it. Some Russian urban legends are real after all by the Scandalist. This is another one that I listen to all the time because it's just so good. Child death is something you don't like. Maybe stay away from this one. But it's also delightfully creepy. Something walked whistling past my house every night at 3:03 by Grand Theft Motto. This one's really good. It's one of those, a lot of scary stories you'll see creepypastas are either ritual creepypastas or like rule creepypastas, and this is sort of one of them, a little bit. It's about a guy. He lives in a town where, well, something walks whistling past his house every night at 3:03. And you're not supposed to look at it. You're not supposed to look at it. Betsy the Doll by the Dalek Emperor. This one, oh my god. The person who does a reading of this, so good. It's so good. And finally, It Has No Face by Ghost Eye Tree. This one is also just, amazing. Happy ending, you know, everything is good. But it's really scary. If you don't like reading and you prefer to listen to things, all of these stories are available as recordings on YouTube by various creepypasta narrators. I've linked all of the stories below in the description where you can go to read them, but again, you can search for them on YouTube and find your favorite narrator, because most of them have been narrated multiple times. My favorite narrator, though, I'm just gonna give a little recommendation here, is the Dark Somnium. He puts so much effort into his work, and it's just so delightful to listen to. So many of the stories I listed here, he's done readings of, and they're just amazing. Hats off to you, sir. Hats off to you. Thank you for listening. I hope you go out and read and or listen to these stories, and I hope you have as much fun being scared as I did reading them. If you have any more recommendations for me, please tell me, because I love horror. How fun is this lighting, by the way? I found an orange light bulb at the dollar store. I also tried to set up a bunch of like gourds behind me that my friend got me for my birthday as like decoration, but they just kind of sunk into my bedspread, so. I hope you guys have a beautifully spooky rest of your October. You'll probably see me before then, but that's it, that's all. Bye!